All right, today we're going to lay out a blueprint, but not for a building. Nope, this is for something way more important, your own mind. We're going to explore how to build a mental architecture that's actually designed for curiosity and innovation.
You know that feeling, right? Like you're trapped in an echo chamber, where your own ideas just seem to bounce right back at you, getting reinforced by everything and everyone you listen to. It's such a common trap, this feeling of being stuck in our own thought patterns. You could call it a kind of cognitive provincialism.
Well, it turns out there's a powerful word that's basically the antidote to that feeling: Xenodochy. Now, this isn't just about passively being open-minded. It's an intellectual virtue. It's about actively welcoming the unknown, extending hospitality to foreign ideas, not as some bystander, but as a real, engaged participant.
So here's our construction plan for this explainer. First, we're going to lay the foundation for this new way of thinking. Second, we'll stock up your intellectual toolkit. Then, we'll step into what I'm calling the creative crucible to forge some new ideas. And finally, we'll get to the best part, the ultimate payoff.
Okay, part one, laying the foundation. Any strong structure needs a solid foundation. And for Xenodochy, that foundation starts by moving beyond just tolerating ideas we don't really agree with. And this brings us to a really, really crucial distinction. Tolerance. Look, that's the bare minimum. It stops us from being outright hostile, sure, but it doesn't mean we're actually listening or engaging. Acceptance, on the other hand, that's the real starting line. It's when you acknowledge that, hey, these conflicting viewpoints aren't just legitimate, they're actually essential for your own intellectual growth.
See, this foundation of acceptance lets you build a state of true broad-mindedness. The best way to think about it is as mental elasticity, a mind that can stretch and hold competing, even contradictory ideas at the same time without collapsing. It's a framework that actually embraces complexity.
So, with that foundation set, let's get into part two, your intellectual toolkit. Because every good mental architect needs the right tools to actively construct new ways of understanding things. Here are the 3 essentials for your toolkit. First up, curiosity. This is your engine. It's the kinetic energy that propels you to go out and explore new intellectual territory. Second, empathy. This is the ability to actually step into someone else's conceptual world, to see things from their viewpoint without immediately slapping a judgment on it. And third is perspective taking. This is the practical skill of decentering your own ego, of overcoming that natural bias we all have to see everything only from our own point of view.
Now for the really exciting part. Part 3, the creative crucible. With our foundation and our tools, we can finally enter the workshop of the mind, the crucible, where raw materials get transformed into something completely new.
The first step in this forge is juxtaposition. This is a simple but powerful technique of just placing different, even opposing ideas right next to each other. Now, the goal isn't to pick a winner, not at all. It's to hold them both in a state of productive tension, because it's right there, in that friction, that real insight begins to spark.
And that friction leads directly to this, syncretism. This is an almost alchemical process, where those conflicting ideas get fused together into a brand new, coherent whole. It's not about finding a compromise, it's a creative synthesis that produces something that literally didn't exist before. It turns that simple juxtaposition into true integration.
So, okay, we've laid the foundation, we've gathered our tools, and we've fired up the crucible. What's the point? What does this incredible mental architecture actually produce? That's part 4, the ultimate payoff.
The ultimate yield is innovation. By actively welcoming and engaging with what's unfamiliar, you create a sustainable, renewable source of new and original ideas. This isn't just about learning more facts. It's about generating genuine, honest-to-goodness insight.
There's this quote that just captures the entire process so perfectly. The stranger's idea becomes the future's foundation. Think about that. The idea that feels foreign or strange or even a little threatening today, that's the very raw material that can become the foundation for tomorrow's breakthroughs. It really brings our whole architectural metaphor full circle.
But, and this is a really critical warning, this open-minded architecture isn't a permanent state you just achieve one day. It's a structure that requires constant, active maintenance. Without that upkeep, it can easily fall into decay.
So what's the biggest threat? It's the polar opposite. Intellectual xenophobia, the fear of foreign ideas. That's what leads to cognitive decay and sends you right back into that echo chamber. So what's the maintenance plan? A practice called zero-based thinking. It's the discipline of systematically unlearning your own biases,
of hitting reset on your assumptions and approaching ideas without all that inherited prejudice.
So we'll end this with a challenge. Building this architecture of the mind is an active daily practice. It starts with a simple choice. The question isn't just if you'll be open-minded, but how. What foreign idea, what strange new concept will you extend a little intellectual hospitality to today?